We made it.
Barely.
Just by that. Happy Tuesday, everybody, the 11th day of September, 2018. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel, and a busy day for us here and a busy day for everybody around the broadcast Metroplex. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Hare, our news director, to my immediate left. Carlos Cat in control, and a busy show for everybody. How are you?
Very good. Yourself on this momentous occasion?
You remember? I remember the events of 17 years ago like it was yesterday.
Oh, me
almost
too.
the entire day is embedded in my mind.
I'll never forget. Never forget that morning.
And you and I, of course, had a different perspective than a lot of people because we were working in broadcasting.
That's
in
right.
radio at the
In
time.
fact,
Steve was at KPQ and I was at Kissin' Country when it happened, so we were
In fact,
deep into
it
our
was
working day.
Eric Grandstrom and myself who were hosting and anchoring that show that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that Eric has his memories of what happened on that day. And boy, it's still, just
Sure.
embedded in my memory. So, yeah.
Having been to Lower Manhattan on a number of occasions and been to the top of the World Trade Center, I had an entirely different kind of perspective for our listeners on that day.
Mm-hmm.
When we first saw the damage from the first plane into the North Tower, but this is before the second plane hit, I was on the air, and you're never supposed to speculate, but I went right on the air and I said, this is a jet and this was done on purpose, because I'd been there and I knew. When you first heard on the flash a plane had struck the World Trade Center, my first thing I thought, and I think a lot of people without having a visual reference, was that it was a cloudy, foggy day and a small little Bonanza or Cessna flew into it because they can't see it.
Well,
It's happened before.
It happened in the Empire State Building.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then, of course, as soon as I saw the visual, I went, nope, that was done on purpose. I saw the hole and I saw the weather and I said, yeah, no doubt about it. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, but the interesting side note on that is it was 17 years ago tomorrow that my oldest grandson was born. And I'll never forget sitting in the waiting room there and watching the images on the TV in the waiting room there, waiting for Parker to be born. So, yeah, just kind of mixed feelings.
So we'll have a little bit more on local commemorations on 9/11 with Steve Does the News. I'll be handling sports. We have the obscure holiday. We have birthdays. We have today in history. We have Everyone is Entitled to Mike Benatti's Opinion. And standing by in the green room, my guests today to talk about Color Rush, the big United Way fundraiser they do every year just about this time of the year, is Sophia Dillon and Giselle Torres. They are United Way student members of the United Way, and we'll have a fascinating conversation with them. Color Rush is this Sunday, by the way.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to miss that.
We'll be covering that, by the way.
Yeah, we'll have a crew there for that. So busy day. Let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Now, yesterday at this time, the cross camera was down. It looks like it's down again. So this is our east cross camera, Steve, the one that's located a little bit lower in elevation and a few hundred yards to the east of the normal cross camera. But it's still pretty close to what and we always start with this particular view because it's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of clouds today. By the way, it's going to be pretty cool, kind of unstable weather. It's going to feel like autumn all through the rest of this weekend into the weekend.
Lower left area there is that's the apple yard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. So good morning, Wenatchee. Good morning, East Wenatchee. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Good morning, Sunny Slope. Good morning to everybody who can see us right now. Let's go to camera number 2. And we say hello to Arundel Rock, pointed up the Columbia River.
Yeah.
That's one of the lower cameras that we have. All of these, of course, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless. That means you can get high-speed internet to your home without having to have fiber. Pretty cool deal. And it looks like it's considerably sunnier, and it's, Arundel's not that far away from us. We got more clouds and sun.
Oh boy, it's nice to have no smoke.
Yeah, no smoke, yeah. I can live with that. Camera 3, we say hello and good morning to Kashmir.
Is that the...
That's the Apple Annie's
Apple Annie's
That's
camera.
what we call it. We have to call these cameras something, and since this is pretty much right above the Apple Annie's complex, that's what we call. In fact, you can see Kashmir's Riverside Park plain in view, and the Kashmir Riverside Center as well. They'll be having services and commemorations later on today. Steve will have that story when we get to news, so that'll be a place you want to get to in the not too distant future. A lot of people visit that Spirit of America 9/11 memorial there.
I was thinking during the ceremony we might be able to Facebook Live a close-up shot of that.
We'll look into that, Steve. We have people who know what they're doing.
If it's
They're
not
on
too
television,
windy.
but they know what
If
they're
it's
doing.
not too windy. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's okay. Camera 4. Kat says, let's say hello to Lake Chelan. I want to say that's the Bear Mountain camera pointed up the lake. I hope I'm right. And that's a good-looking view of Lake Chelan on this Tuesday.
As dawn breaks over the mountain. There, yeah.
Didn't spend a lot of time up at Lake Chelan this year. I
No.
visited a couple of times, but I didn't go for recreational purposes. It was there for work or something else. So
Gosh,
I'll get up there.
we're sure fortunate.
Yeah.
In fact, I was watching a documentary that Central Washington University put together on the history of Lake Chelan and how it was formed through the glacial floods, and interesting.
I thought it was Paul Bunyan's axe.
Was it?
That's what I was told.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I may have been misinformed. 6 minutes after the hour for the National Weather Service. Here's your forecast. And it's going to feel like autumn, even though we're still in summer and will be for another 10 days or so. Fairly cool, fairly unstable weather pattern is expected this week. We do have a slight chance of rain today and tonight into Wednesday, but it's a very slight chance. In fact, we talk about the rain shadow that we have, the Cascade Crest. So the Puget Sound area gets a lot of rain and then kind of skips by us and then it falls down into the Idaho Panhandle and into western Montana. We have a slide to show you that from the National Weather Service. That's exactly what we're looking at right there. This is Tuesday through Saturday, the long-term forecast for precipitation. As you can see, it kind of skips right over the top of us. So whatever rain we get is going to be light and scattered. The Puget Sound area is going to get quite a bit of rain. Again, to the north of us rain, to the southeast rain, but not really so much for north central Washington and the Columbia Basin, mainly dry there, and that includes us. The temperatures really is the big story. It's going to cool down quite a bit. We were 74 yesterday, Monday. Our normal high is about 79 this time of the year. So we're going to cool down a little bit. Slight chance of a raindrop later on today. Again, a high of 71, no real wind in the forecast. Cloudy tonight, 50 for the overnight low. Now look at that overnight lows in the 40s. It's been a long time since we had overnight lows in the 40s. That gives you an idea that summer is slipping away from us. Slight chance of showers on Wednesday. That would be in the afternoon if it happens at all. Outside of that, a mixture of clouds and sun, high of 71 tomorrow. Thursday, sunshine and 70. Still unsettled, and cool, but not a lot of rain. 20% chance of rain Friday night, Saturday. It looks pretty good though, the weekend. Sunday, sunshine and 74, and then the last few days of summer, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, long-term forecast. Sunshine, highs in the mid-70s.
Super duper.
Still need to rain though. We're
Looking
way
pretty
behind
good.
on rain.
No, but I understand that the guys up at the Cougar Creek fire, and by the way, that's now 78% contained,
Good.
42,000 acres, no real change there, but they are expecting to see a few sprinkles up on the fire.
They could use it.
Higher elevations, yeah.
Yeah, here in the Wenatchee Valley, we have not had measurable rain, enough rain to make it go above a trace since June 16th.
Boy.
And we usually do have a couple of passing showers this time of the year. It just really hasn't happened.
Not this year.
Yeah, we're in a dry spell. We really are. It's 8 minutes after the hour. In just about 1 minute, Steve Hare will have your Tuesday morning news headlines. So a good chance to grab a cup of coffee and come back and join us. And Steve will fill you ahead full of the information you need to get your day going. And the news brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Train with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. Putting for Sight and Hearing is this Saturday at Desert Canyon Golf and Resort in Orondo. A large portion of the proceeds go toward helping low-income individuals in our community. Also Saturday, Cascade Medical Foundation presents the annual Home and Garden Tour, featuring an exciting and unique assortment of historic homes and gardens within the Leavenworth Plain area. For more information, visit ncwlife.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome to our program, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, on this Remembrance Day. Today marks the 17th anniversary of the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center in New York, the deadliest attack in U.S. history. It was back in 2013 that a small group of Kashmir residents began meeting to consider competing with other communities to earn the right to host the 9/11 Spirit of America Memorial. And they won. Since that time, Kashmir has hosted a 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony to honor those who perished in the disaster. The memorial in Kashmir includes a piece of steel, actual steel from one of the Twin Towers. Tom Green, president of the local Spirit of America Memorial Foundation, says getting the project completed was a labor of love for all involved.
This is actually the fifth annual ceremony. We did a first annual ceremony in 2014 after the Kashmir group won the memorial, and we actually did the ceremony without the memorial there and without the site built, but we did it on that site that we have today. And then the next year after that was the dedication, 2015. So here we are, 2018. So it is a labor of love for a lot of volunteers, and I think for the community, and increasingly, I think for a broader area, people recognize its importance. So it's been a labor of love for a bunch of us. We have on our board, on our Spirit of America Foundation board, a fire chief came on probably a year and a half ago or so, Mick Lamar from Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue, and he's a wonderful new addition, and he took on the ceremony this year to make it even more heavily a first responder ceremony.
Today's event runs from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. again at the Riverside Center in Kashmir. It'll feature a 21-gun salute, various speeches, and for the first time ever, music from the Seattle Pipes and Drums. NCW Life's cameras will be there, and we will have a recap for you coming up later today at 5 p.m. We'll also post that on our Facebook page and our website at ncwlife.com. Also this morning, State Senator Brad Hawkins says he looks forward to working with whomever the voters select to replace House Representative Kerry Kandata. The East Wenatchee lawmaker was asked in a recent NCW Life interview if he would endorse fellow Republican Keith Gaynor over Winthrop Independent Dr. Ann Diamond.
Well, I haven't endorsed anybody, but I did vote for Keith Gaynor. You know, I have a lot of respect for him and worked with him for many years as a Chelan County Commissioner. But I've met with Dr. Diamond too. She's visited Olympia multiple times, and she's a real high quality person and a good thinker. And I think it's important, you know, to have a civilized campaign and a good debate on the issues. And I believe I could work well with either one of them.
Senator Hawkins launches his 12th District Legislative Listening Tour. Starts today. He'll have stops in Leavenworth, Kashmir, and Wenatchee. The week-long tour will also take him to Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. Douglas County voters will decide in November who will replace Judge Judith McCauley on the district court bench. Former Douglas County Prosecutor Eric Bigger was appointed to serve out the remainder of her term as interim judge until after the election. He's being challenged by East Wenatchee attorney Robert Hunter. Hunter spoke with NCW Life News about his candidacy, and he claims his legal experience makes him a more qualified candidate. Why should people vote for Robert Hunter for judge?
I have a very diverse background, and I have a very good education. I have wonderful clients who have, I'd like to say I've tempered them and they've tempered me. And I'm here to say that I've met a lot of folks, and I've kind of got a few gray hairs, not as many as Steve, but I have, with those gray hairs, have come a life of experience that have helped me to assess folks, and I think judge them as well. Thank you.
Very good. Again, Robert Hunter seeking election to the Douglas County District Court bench. I'm Steve Hare for NCW Life News. Now, Hunter says when he's not practicing law, he's involved with volunteer activities through his church. He is originally from Detroit, Michigan. He received his law degree from the University of Minnesota. He's practiced law in East Wenatchee since 2003. Also, starting today, a coalition of state and federal agencies with support from local tribes will begin translocating mountain goats from the Olympic National Park to the North Cascades to meet wildlife management goals in both of those areas. Now, it's an effort to translocate mountain goats from the Olympic Peninsula. It's a partnership between the National Park Service, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the U.S. Forest Service to reestablish and help in connecting depleted populations of mountain goats in the Washington Cascades. Now, this month's two-week effort to move the goats to native habitat in the Northern Cascades is the first operation since the release of the final mountain goat management plan. 2 additional 2-week periods are planned for next year. Mountain goats were first introduced at the Olympics back in the 1920s. Fish and Wildlife plans to release the mountain goats at 5 selected sites in the North Cascades this month, including Tower Peak in the Meadow area of the Wenatchee-Okanagan National Forest. Well, a heads up for you folks up in the Peshastin and Chelan areas today. 2 road projects to tell you about that'll completely close 2 streets. School Street in Peshastin closed yesterday for road improvements related to the renovation and expansion project at the Peshastin Dryden Elementary School. That roadway will be closed from Main Street to Jeffrey Street. The roadway is open to local traffic only. That street closure will continue until October 31st. Also beginning today, Wilmarth Drive is also closed in the Lake Chelan area. The closure expected to last up to 3 weeks for a City of Chelan water line expansion project. The roadway is open to local traffic only. Motorists are advised to avoid the work zone so crews can work safely there. And finally, with classes in full swing throughout the valley, school bus drivers want you to know how to safely navigate those morning and afternoon hours without endangering our children. Laura Fox is a bus driver with the Wenatchee School District. She says it's alarming the number of drivers who can ignore a bright yellow flashing vehicle.
Bus drivers, we do the best that we can, but there's an aspect that we can't control, and that is what the individual on the street does.
What the other drivers
So,
are doing.
absolutely.
Okay. Now, isn't it a rule, though, that when a school bus stops and the red lights flash and the stop sign comes out, that if you're driving on a roadway that is not physically divided, you have to stop either way you're going. Is that correct?
Correct.
And people aren't doing that, I understand.
Yep, nope, we can only stop 2 lanes of traffic, so that's a good thing, an easy thing to remember. However, when in doubt, stop. And there's many times where cars stop and they don't realize that they could still be going. For instance, on Chelan, the 3-lane road.
Right.
We can only technically stop 2 of those lanes.
Oh, okay.
But because we would never be crossing students during that, over
right.
3 lanes. But motorists don't know that, and that's okay. So when in doubt, be cautious and stop.
Have you had any close calls like that? Or?
Well, I've had many cars drive through my stop sign.
Sure.
I've not had a close call where a student was almost hit because of it.
Okay.
But many either coming towards me, running my stop sign, or coming from behind me and passing me.
Right.
In the going and passing me. So, and sometimes it's you can see that they're being very absent-minded for some reason. We, like I was mentioning, we have a joke that what don't you see about a big yellow bus with flashing
exactly.
lights? But you can tell some of the ones that I have stopped. You can tell for whatever reason they were just absent-minded and tunnel zone and didn't see it, but because they do stop and then they're very apologetic. But then there's a huge percentage that simply run it and don't care.
Huh.
Or they think, oh, well, and maybe it's because they're running late. I mean, who knows for what reason? Yeah. And ultimately, we're talking about the safety and the lives of the children.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a serious subject.
Exactly.
So.
And again, that's Laura Fox, Wenatchee school bus driver, who was on a recent episode of Street Talk and Other Stuff with host Mike Magnotti. That airs live every Monday at 10 a.m. You can also catch it on demand on our website at ncwlife.com.
In fact, you can watch all of our programming by going to our website. You can either watch a live stream, whatever we're broadcasting over the airwaves, or via your local cable television provider. Is also being streamed at all times at ncwlife.com. And if you missed an episode of whatever it is, Street Talk and Other Stuff, this program, sporting events, the 12th District, Life at Lisa, drawing blanks, but whatever. If it's a show that we do.
Arbiter of Stoke.
Arbiter of Stoke. All you got to do is go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Watch Now and then Watch On Demand. It's pretty easy. If Steve can navigate it, anybody can do it.
Yada, yada, yada.
Really, no question about that. But the show we're most proud of, the show we're second most proud of, is the news with Grant Olson. It comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It's everything you need to know to wrap up your day. 5, 6, and 10, Grant Olson in the anchor chair. Eric Granstrom handling sports. Check it out. The news is available for you to watch on television, also on demand, and on our Facebook page. And those are the tools you can use to get a hold of us, Steve Hare.
That's right. If you have a news story out there that you want to profile on NCW Life, contact us on our website at ncwlife.com. via social media on Facebook or Twitter. You can also email us at news@ncwlife.com. And if you see breaking news happening, give us a call on the hotline at 888-6295.
A few clouds, 54 degrees outside of our studios. Partly to mostly sunny skies today, some passing clouds. Maybe a raindrop or two, about a 20% chance of something coming out of the sky anyway. High today in the lower 70s, going to be below normal temperatures all this week with a slight chance of some scattered rain today, tonight, and spilling into Wednesday. 20 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. When we come back, sports!
Wenatchee Wild.
What about them?
They won.
Well, that was over the weekend.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
This is why Eric handles sports. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday. I am Dan Kuntz. 22 minutes after the hour, let's do sports. Lots on the prep schedule today. It's girls soccer on Tuesday, and there you have it. Manson travels to Lake Roosevelt. They'll get going at 4:30. Cashmere will be hosting Ephrata at 6:30. Sela is at Cascade, also at 6:30. Eastmont on the road. They'll be taking on West Valley at 7. And right here on the NCW Life channel live tonight with the pregame at 6:50. It's Wenatchee hosting Sunnyside at Lee Boftel Field at the Apple Bowl. Sebastian Malaga and Matt Wiesen will have the play-by-play. Our first soccer match of the season. We were supposed to do the Cashmere Eastmont game. Remember last week it got smoked out. So if you can't make it to Lee Boftel Field at the Apple Bowl, you can watch it live right here on the NCW Life channel. So that's soccer. Let's talk volleyball. Brewster plays at Chelan. You got Pateras hosting Manson. Bridgeport heads for the Plateau to take on Waterville, Mansfield, and Cashmere on his home court tonight. They have Kittitas coming to town. All those matches start at 6:30. One early cross-country meet going on today. Bridgeport will be hosting Manson, Omak, and Okanagan 3:30 this afternoon. So here's what we have on tap this week on the NCW Life channel for sports. Again, as we mentioned, live soccer tonight. Wenatchee hosting Sunnyside at 7 o'clock. On Thursday, we're back over to the other side of the river. Soccer, Eastmont and Eisenhower will do battle at 7 o'clock on the pitch. Friday, Hall of Fame night for Eastmont. They'll take on Ellensburg, a non-league game at 7. Eric Grandstrom and Mickey White will have the play-by-play. We'll feature the class of 2018's Eastmont Hall of Fame induction ceremony that'll happen at halftime. Check it out. And we step back in time, by the way, over the weekend. You got to fill your head full of good sports stuff over the weekend. Here's what we got for you. We got some games from last fall on the NCW Life channel this weekend. We'll have Davis and Wenatchee volleyball at 2, by the way, followed by Eisenhower and Eastmont football on 7. That's Saturday. On Sunday, it's West Valley and Eastmont soccer at 2 with Wenatchee and Moses Lake football filling out our weekend schedule. That will be Sunday night at 7. Well, Mariners, their postseason hopes are in serious trouble. Of course, Oakland's been playing very well, and Seattle, quite frankly, has not. Seattle has now slid into a tie with Tampa Bay, 7.5 games behind the A's for that final wild card spot in the American League. So all the Mariners can do right now is focus on the next game, and the next game is tonight. The Padres are in town. First of 2 games at Safeco Field. Brian Mitchell will take the ball for San Diego. Marco Gonzalez will pitch for the Seattle Mariners. He was on the 10-day DL. He had a sprained neck. He's also trying to right his own ship. He did not have a very good August. He was 0 for 4 with a 10.35 ERA. Ouch. First pitch at the safe tonight at 7:10. A couple of games in the American League West last night. To the Les Schwab scoreboard we go. Justin Verlander looked just like Justin Verlander. Against his former team in Detroit, he struck out 10 over 7 innings. The Astros edged the Tigers 3-2. Houston's lead in the West remains 3 games over Oakland. And Mike Minor allowed 1 run on 6 innings, and Joey Gallo went 2 for 3, drove in 3. The Rangers beat the Angels the final 5-2. Now, well, you can add injury to insult for the Seahawk fans. Here's the news. Doug Baldwin's knee injury worse than thought. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Baldwin suffered a grade 2 partial tear of his MCL on his right knee in Sunday's loss to Denver. Now, according to experts, that's a recovery would require about 4 weeks maybe. Baldwin has missed only 2 games in his entire 8-year Seahawks career. He's played in 89 consecutive games. That's the 4th longest active streak for a receiver in the entire NFL. He will probably not play Monday Night Football when the Seahawks take on the Bears in Chicago, that toddling town. And that's sports. At 25 minutes after the hour, it's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is Make Your Bed Day. Make Your Bed Day. And I actually made my bed today. I try to make my bed every day. Studies show that actually making your bed is a good habit to have. It increases your productivity. It gets your head organized for whatever it is that you need to do throughout the course of the day. It makes people happier. It makes you more organized. It also, believe it or not, according to experts, if you make your bed, if your bed is clean and made, it helps you fall asleep faster and it helps you sleep better. So make your bed. Only takes about a minute. That's all it takes. I try to make my bed. I don't make my bed every morning, but I do my best to make my bed every morning. And I do it right after I get out of bed. I get out of bed and I make it. It's just easier that way. Fun fact about beds. King Louis XIV of France was thought to have owned 413 beds. There you go. Thought I'd throw that out there. That's a lot of beds. 26 minutes after the hour. Today in history. September 11th, 1609, 409 years ago, Henry Hudson discovers Manhattan Island and the indigenous people who live there. Hi, I'm Henry. I'm a sailor. This is a nice piece of real estate. Don't sell it cheap. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the most expensive real estate in the history of the world one of these days. Hi, Native American people. We'll be taking over soon. Henry Hudson discovers Manhattan Island and the people living there, September 11th, 1609. I don't think Manhattan Island is that kind of mountain on it. I don't know where I found that. That's the only known photo of the event. September 11th, 1985. Pete Rose breaks Ty Cobb's all-time record for most career hits, his 4,192nd hit to left center field off San Diego Padres pitcher Eric Show. For number 4,192, Ty Cobb had 4,191. Only he didn't. Turns out he had 4,190. And they knew about this. They did a bunch of research and they discovered that Ty Cobb was credited with 2 hits in a game where he only had 1 hit. So Ty Cobb's actual record was 4,190. Major League Baseball says, we don't care. It's 4,191 because it's kind of always been that way. And so I guess he kind of sort of broke the record, if you think about it. Pete Rose, all-time hit king. September 11th, 21, there it is. 2 hijacked airplanes crash into each tower of the World Trade Center. A 3rd hijacked airplane crashes into the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and the 4th crashes in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. A series of coordinated suicide attacks by 19 members of Al-Qaeda. The total dead, 2,996, September 11th. 2001. And finally, we have some birthdays for you today. 2 legendary football coaches, Paul Bear Bryant, Paul William Bryant, everybody called him Bear, American football player and coach, born in the state in 1913. 25 years as the head coach of Alabama. He won 6 national championships, 13 conference championships. When he retired after the Liberty Bowl back in 1982, he was the all-time winningest coach in college football history, 323 wins. That's since been surpassed. They beat Illinois in the Liberty Bowl in his very last game, 21-15. After the game was over, he had already announced he was going to be retiring. This would be the final game. Reporters asked Paul Bear Bryant, what are you going to do now that you're retired? He says, I'll probably die in a couple of weeks. And a couple of weeks later, he died. Paul Bear Bryant, born in the state in 1913. And Tom Landry, the longtime coach of the Dallas Cowboys, born on September 11th, 1924, died of leukemia in the year 2000 at the age of 75. 29 consecutive years as the head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys, which of course is an all-time record, and Dallas had 20 consecutive winning seasons, which is also an all-time record. And one local celebrity celebrating birthday today, Eric's daughter, Gracie Granstrom. That's Eric. Eric, by the way, is on that, he's that side. Gracie is the cute one. Gracie Granstrom is 20 years old today. You got to be kidding me. Happy birthday, Gracie, from your dad, who, by the way, loves you. as you might imagine. If you have a local celebrity who's celebrating a birthday, get it to me. Just go to our Facebook page, our NCW Life Channel Facebook page, and private message us, and we'll see if we can get your local celebrity's birthday on the air on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 30 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion. He has some pretty strong opinions about Janis Joplin. And then a couple of lovely young ladies will be joining me to talk about Color Rush. Sophia Dillon and Giselle Torres from United Way on the way. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by Local Tel. The Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market is this Saturday at Pybus Market from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eat healthy, eat local, and come support your local growers and producers. Also at Pybus is the Color Rush 5K happening this Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. This fundraiser encourages fitness in the outdoors while raising money to support Youth United. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color FX in Cashmere. Color FX offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
NCW Life Channel is proud to present the Spotlight on Business. We're going behind the scenes to bring you the story of local businesses throughout North Central Washington. How did they get started, and why are they so successful? We'll answer these and other questions each week with Spotlight on Business, Sundays through Fridays on the NCW Life Channel.
Eastern Washington. It's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, some time ago, some gal on American Idol, I'm not going to mention her name, but she covered a Janis Joplin song, Piece of My Heart. Listen, you don't cover Janis Joplin. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little emotional here, but this borders on sacrilege, especially covering Janis's signature number. I mean, have a little respect. It'd be like the New York Yankees assigning Babe Ruth's retired number 3, to some rookie. Or, God forbid, putting fruit on pizza. Covering a Janis Joplin song, Piece of My Heart, I don't care how good of a singer you think you are, there's some places you just don't go. Now, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
This is State Representative Kerry Kandata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Kandata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at ncwlife.com.
The NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday. I am Dan Kuntz. Color Rush is back again for the, we believe, 6th big year. I was in the first 3 Color Rushes, and you think I'd remember those kinds of things. It's a big party. Everybody kind of jogs around and plays around a little bit, and they throw stuff at you. You kind of know what it's all about. And here to talk about it are 2 lovely young ladies who are part of the organizing effort. They both are in Student United Way. To my immediate left is Sophia Dillon, and to my far left, Giselle Torres. To here to talk about Color Rush. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You called me yesterday.
I did.
And you said, "Can I do television?" And I said, "You've obviously never seen this show before, or you wouldn't be asking me." So a little bit. Tell us, because you're first timers. Tell me a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Sophia. Tell folks. Introduce folks to yourself.
I'm a senior at Wenatchee High. I've been on Student United Way. This will be my 4th year. Before this, I was the vice president of PR, like Giselle, and then I was the treasurer. And then before that, I was just a member. I am involved in Key Club, and I play the piano.
You any good?
I've played it this is my 10th year.
Oh,
so
wow.
I would say yes.
I should have brought a keyboard in. That would have been good. So you like playing the piano?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it make you a better person?
I would say so.
They say playing a musical instrument makes you smarter, makes you better.
Yeah.
So a little bit about yourself.
I'm Giselle Torres, and I'm a senior at the River Academy, and I'm the vice president of public relations at United Way. And I used to be the secretary last year, and I've been in the council for 3 years. And I'm president of Key Club at my school, and I also play the piano and guitar, and I sing too. So.
Wow.
Yep.
You want to start a band? I play left-handed. We can have lots of fun like that. I'm going to ask you about the second question. How did you get involved with United Way? How did that end up on your radar?
My neighbor. In my freshman year, my neighbor, who was also my friend, not just my neighbor, she was involved in Student United Way, and so she told me I should come to a meeting, so I did.
And you?
I heard about it through school, and some friends that were seniors back when I was in like a freshman, they told me about it, and I joined.
You glad you did?
Yeah.
So what makes it so special? You joined it, and then what? I mean, it's like, okay, I think I like this.
Yeah. Why'd we stay? I liked the people a lot. I feel like, obviously we're there to serve, but we also have a lot of fun, like serving and being with each other. So, and it's obviously nice to help the community.
Is it hard to get kids your age to volunteer for things? Because heck, you're teenagers and you're seniors in high school, and there's more important things to do than to volunteer their time. But is it?
I would say it depends on the person. Sometimes there's some people, which is awesome, which is why I like United Way, or Student United Way, that there's like-minded people that also think the same as you and want to make a difference. But sometimes you just need to show people or invite them, and they realize what they're missing out on. But it can be difficult because we all are pretty busy this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember my senior year in high school. Not really. How did you get to be the president? You're the head cheese, the head honcho. How did you get that gig?
Honestly, when I joined my freshman year, the advisor back then was determined to make me the president And so I worked up, of course, treasurer, vice president, and then president. So.
Do you run a pretty tight ship? Well, I'll ask you that. She's your boss.
Yeah, she is. She does.
Yeah.
She does a good job.
So for those who are uninitiated, what does the Student United Way organization do besides help out with Color Rush, because it needs a lot of volunteers? What else do you do?
So we welcome members from high schools across the valley, Wenatchee, Kashmir, River, Leavenworth, et cetera, et cetera. But we also, our fundraising money goes specifically to help our Student Opportunities Fund, which provides scholarships to students in the valley who can't afford things like their cap and gown for graduation or sports fees.
Things
stuff
like that.
Yeah.
So, good. And your job as the PR person is what?
I help her, so anytime she's not there for meetings or can't make it or needs extra notes or stuff or things like this, I can help her and just be with her and fill in when needed.
Is part of your job recruiting the next group of Student United Way folks to take over from you guys? I mean, is that part of the deal?
I think we all kind of do that. That's all of our jobs.
How many kids are in the Student United Way organization?
Right now, we have about 15.
Oh, we can do better than that.
Right. Our cap is 23.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Color Rush, are you familiar with this? Have you done this before?
Yes.
Did you volunteer last year?
I did volunteer last year.
Okay. I may have seen you down there. I don't know. We were working. For those who don't know what Color Rush is, and I do, explain to people what exactly is going to happen Sunday morning down at Pybus.
It's a 5K, and a whole bunch of families are going to be there. We're expecting about 400 people, and we have lots of sponsors, 23 I think, and the main ones are Confluence Health, NCW Live, and Wenatchee Wild, and we have...
And Wells Fargo.
And Wells Fargo, yep.
What we're seeing on screen is the big throw down at the end of the, see, here's some great footage from Color Rush. This is from either last year or 2 years ago. Our cameras have been there. So why are people throwing things at folks? What the heck is going on here?
So we have 5 blast zones per se. So you go through 5 different color areas and you get blasted with 5 different colors. And then at the end you get all of the colors at the same time. And we all wear white shirts. The Color Rush shirts are white so that you can see as much color as possible.
And so there's different, they call them blast zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get, and each of those are sponsored?
Yes.
So, and everybody has a color?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody get plaid this year?
I think so.
No plaid. So when it's all said and done, you're covered in this stuff.
Right.
What's the stuff made out of so people?
It's cornstarch.
Cornstarch, so it's
Just
fine.
Dyed cornstarch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a big, messy, gooey fun, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this was an idea that was brought up from, I believe they did one in Portland a bunch of years ago, and a friend of mine who was I was on the United Way Board of Directors at the time, came back from this Color Rush in Portland in the Rose City, and she said, we got to do something like this, and it's been going on ever since.
Yeah.
How many volunteer hours have you put in just to get this thing organized? A lot?
A lot, yeah.
Yep.
Any idea? It just,
Specifically for this, I'm not sure.
No, like more than 5-ish.
All of our meetings recently have been dedicated to planning
Yeah.
this, so.
to Color Rush. Now, it used to be in August, but you moved it a little bit later on in the year, which was a good idea.
Yeah.
So, and it's
For the
also
sake of planning and
it helps plan it out a lot. You still have all that leftover cornstarch from previous years, so you don't have to buy a bunch of new stuff. But you get a new shirt every year, right?
Yeah.
So, and does this stuff wash out of your clothes, or how does that work? So you can just
My shirt last year is a little bit pink still.
Yeah.
It's like slightly tinged pink, but it mostly washes out.
So how many volunteers are going to be working this event besides your organization? Did you get others?
Well, we have our organization, and then we're going to talk to other service clubs around the schools.
Okay. And Pybus has been good to work with? Have you been working with Pybus?
Yes.
So is this your project? Is Charity, who's the new executive director of the United Way of North Central Washington, is she guiding you through the process, or has she just said, Color Rush, go do it?
So Charity and Bobby Hughes both have been helping us a lot throughout the process, but yes, it is mostly student-led. They've just been our mentors and helping us.
Are you getting good organizational skills out of it? Because putting one of these things together it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of organization and planning and logistics. Are you learning that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. What's been the biggest challenge so far?
I would say seeing how we have to organize all of our different sponsors and all of the different
Getting the sponsors is always the hardest part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is a pretty giving community. It probably wasn't that hard, right, to make it happen?
Mm-hmm. 23 is a lot. So we're grateful.
My guess is you probably still need volunteers. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, yeah.
If people want to show up and help out, then they can do that, right?
Oh yeah. And the run is not just a run. You can walk or bring
Yeah,
your
it's not a
stroller.
competition, right?
No.
Although
Right.
there's still going to be people who are going to,
Yeah.
some people just are competitive and
Yeah.
it's a run, I'm running.
It'll be super fun. We have a DJ and for the end, and then we have music throughout the whole course. And so,
Oh, okay. Well, that's new this
That's
year
new,
because
yeah.
I don't recall that.
Yeah. So we'll have music for the whole run. So
So-
it's supposed to be fun.
Is like DJs or band? How's the music on the whole course work, or is it just somebody driving around with their
He's
top
a
down?
DJ, and I think he's providing music for the whole course as well.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool. And these are all mostly people just volunteering. I mean, or are they?
Yeah.
Or sponsoring. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. So how many different colors are there?
5.
5. What are they?
Purple, yellow, red, pink, and blue.
Okay, and each is sponsored.
Yes.
By a different different organization, and they bring themselves. They're the ones who are responsible for manning their blast zone.
Getting volunteers for their
Okay.
zone.
Where are the zones located? Do you have a?
We
there's usually
do
a
know
couple.
this, but I don't know it
Okay.
by memory.
I know we have some at the corner. There's different corners. I mean, like throughout the little course around the roundabout by the Awakened Church, there's different courses, but there will be exact spots.
Okay, so about the same as it's been in years past?
Yeah.
So there's a couple in the general vicinity of the Pybus, one going out and one coming in. I think there was one at Riverfront Park by the brewery, and I believe there's one at Riverside 9 with 9th Street. Is it the same course?
Yes.
So at 9th Street, there's a blast zone there, and then there's one farther down towards the pedestrian bridge, right? So, okay. And then at the end, what happens? Because you saw the video. Tell me about that.
It's a whole party in the parking lot, and you're dancing and listening to music, and we just get thrown powder
everywhere.
And they do it. They do like 4 or 5 times, I notice, because people kind of straggle in and let's do it again. And usually by the time you're just covered in stuff, right?
Everyone gets 2 free color packets, and then so that at the end you get to throw them up. And
what else do you get? You get a shirt, right? If you enter.
Everyone gets a free shirt and 2 color packets and a bib.
Yeah,
with your number on it.
Yeah.
Is that it? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you just show up and do this on Sunday morning, or do you have to have a general idea? You got to register so you know all the good stuff.
So we'll have registration on Saturday. That will be at the United Way office. And then you can also register on Sunday morning before the race.
Okay. Can you register online, or is that already?
Yes.
Oh, you
can. You can register
okay.
online at colorwenatchee.com.
Colorwenatchee.com, because this whole, I don't know if you're under but this whole internet thing is just taken off.
I know.
Have you noticed this? Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. It really is. Sunday morning. What time is it going on Sunday?
So we say come earliest is like 6:30 to 7, and the race will start at 8.
Okay, but they'll have like coffee there and.
I'm not sure about coffee.
Well, I'll bring some.
Pybus will be open.
Right.
Yeah, the cafes will provide you with coffee.
Okay. So it starts and ends at Pybus.
Yes.
Roughly. Is it still
starts at Pybus, ends at Works.
Works, which is just basically right across the street.
street.
And so that's a little traffic reminder for folks, because those roads will be closed, and all
they'll
the
be
crossroads will be closed, and you'll have people. I just hit Jay Buhner in the head. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jay. Are those? Are they going to be people manning it so people just don't
We'll
drive
have
onto the
volunteer police officers and
Okay.
then some volunteers along with them at each of the road closures.
Have you gotten pretty good at just calling people cold and say, "Hi, this is Sophia, and I need your help"? Because I mean, you called me yesterday afternoon, so you gotten good at that? Because that's a hard skill to do. A lot of people just don't want to do that. So, same question for you. Is that?
Yep. I've gotten used to that, and just
Yeah.
talking to people and asking them, and most of them are just willing to say, you just have to ask.
You think your mom's watching on TV right now? Is she watching you?
I hope so.
Say
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, say hi. You think we can get Charity on here? So can we take a commercial break and get Charity up here? What do you think?
Sure.
I think we should do that, shouldn't we? Because, you mind, Charity? She goes, what the heck. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, the new executive director of the United Way of North Central Washington, that's right, they have a new name too, will be joining us, Charity, right around the corner. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live here from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
EDY Construction is proud to present this year's Chefs on Tour, Thursday, September 13th from 4 to 9. Experience the Sangster Motors and BNCW Home Tour like a VIP. Chefs on Tour is an exclusive tour within a tour. Tour from home to home, getting an exclusive preview of these beautiful homes while sampling mouth-watering food paired with wine, cider, and beer. Tickets are limited, so log on to buildingncw.org today.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz. Giselle has stepped off the stage, and back on the stage, of course, we still have Sophia Dillon, who, by the way, is missing a calculus test right now. Woohoo! You're welcome. You want to be on the show the next time you have a test?
Sure.
We'll just have you.
Every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't
Dear
come.
Mr. Smith, I have to be on TV and I can't take the test. Charity Bergman is the new executive director of the United Way used to be United Way of Chelan and Douglas counties. Now it's the United Way of North Central Washington. Thanks for hopping in on the show.
Sure, no problem.
I appreciate it, coming in last second. A little bit about Charity. Tell folks about yourself.
Well, I've been...
Do you play the piano or the guitar?
I do play the piano.
Oh, okay.
I haven't for a while, though, so I'm probably not good anymore. But yeah, I've been the CEO of North Central Washington United Way for maybe 5 weeks now, but I've worked here almost 2 years. So, but I used to be a nonprofit before. I'm actually from Arizona, and I ran a regional boys and girls club.
Okay.
So I really, my heart is with the nonprofits, especially those that reach the most vulnerable populations.
And so it's been a good fit so far?
Yeah, this organization speaks to everything that I am and then everything that the community really needs to support our community and to build the health and prosperity of the entire community.
How did how did this end up on your radar? How did you, hey, they're going to be restructuring the United Way. It's now the United Way of North Central Washington. How did this end up on your radar? Say, I think this is a job I might like and I'll apply for it.
Oh, well, actually, I started out in the early learning department at the United Way. We just moved here from Arizona. I was a nonprofit, came across my desk, I applied, I got it. And then the whole North Central Washington structure changed because I found out that we had been always assigned Okanagan as part of our United Way from United Way Worldwide. And so we just made that effort starting in about November of 2017 to really intentionally include them in the work that we're doing.
Which is good, because when I was on the United Way Board of Directors, Okanagan was in our footprint, but we never really, they weren't there. I mean, it was just, it wasn't necessarily their fault. I think it was ours.
Yeah, I think so as well. My original position at the United Way covered Okanagan, Chelan, Douglas, and Grant. So when I was working at Okanagan, I'm like, where's the United Way here? And we were it. So now we are.
Alan Walker was the executive director for years. He left the organization. Sarah Erdahl came in on an interim basis, and now you're in here full time. So the transition between you and Sarah, I've known Sarah for years, so I'm sure she was great to work with and get your feet wet.
Yeah, Sarah's amazing. She really helped us through a lot of the most challenging parts of the transition.
And there's also some board restructuring too. Charity is answerable to a board.
I am.
Yeah. So that's good too. Change is good, right?
Right, and we are setting up so many accountability processes and everything so that the board can really speak to what the United Way does, and we can be fully transparent about everything that we're working on and how we're doing it.
Onward and upward then.
Onward and upward.
That's good. That's
full
good.
force.
And this is one of the big fundraisers of the year is Color Rush, and one of the things that when I was on the United Way Board of Directors, new ideas for raising funds is difficult sometimes. I mean, we did a golf tournament for years and years, and it kind of just, everybody does a golf tournament, so we got to do something different. And that's one of the biggest challenges, is do something new and unique to raise the profile of United Way and raise money.
Yep, and a lot of the fundraising, it's really about awareness and community buy-in. And the Color Rush is a really fun event. We really wanted to make sure we kept it going this year. And then, we can look at our event schedule for years to come, but we really, throughout this challenging just several months, it was very important that we show that we're still here.
Yes, United Way is still here, and you said the word challenging a bunch of times, because United Way went through a challenging period. It's, frankly speaking, but it's stabilizing. The foundation is getting back again. That's good. Would you like working with Charity?
I do.
Yeah.
She's great,
Yeah. She plays the piano,
She does. I did not know that before right now.
Maybe we can do a little thing.
Do it.
Well, so Color Rush is the big thing. Again, it's this Sunday. We'll get more information on that before we wrap it up at 8 o'clock. What else is on your radar, Charity, now that when Color Rush is all said and done and you can catch a breather? Then what?
Yes, catch a breather would be the number one thing. And then, we just really need to get, going. We're restructuring our grant cycle. And so we're redesigning that, and I plan to do that as soon as Color Rush is over, and hopefully announce the new process by the end of December at the very latest, so then we can have applications from January to March. And so we can give our partner agencies an opportunity to really adjust to the new process, which is going to be efficient and simple, but it's still going to be new. So it's going to take just some communication with our agencies and the community and any other people who want to apply to United Way for funding and support.
And a lot of the partner agencies that Charity is referring to, a lot of their budgets depend on the United Way. You give money to the United Way, and United Way divvies it out to the necessary people. Being on the funds distribution committee was one of the most difficult jobs I've ever had. You sit down and you talk to these people at the Women's Resource Center, you talk to these people at the Mustard Seed and Catholic Charities, and they need money and they need help, and you can only give them so much money and so much help. So it's
our role is critical, and we really need to, we've restructured quite a few things to be able to get more resources so we can support our community more intentionally and more impactful. So yes, it's critical that we are here and supporting all of them.
My guess is one of the first things you had to do when you got the job is to go around to all your member agencies, boards and leads, and all the important movers and shakers, and introduce yourself and say, here we go, we're going to make it.
Well, luckily I knew most of them already, because I am with the Coalition for Children and Families in North Central Washington, which we partner. They're their own independent 501c3, but we partner and work with a lot of them that way. So I knew most of them, but yes, I think the very first thing I did was get all of them together and just talk about where we're at and where we're going and answer all the questions.
No regrets moving from Arizona to the Valley? You glad you made the move?
No, I love it. It's beautiful here. I'm invested, and I just really love the community and the people, and I cannot get over how amazing summer is. I hated summer, always, but I love it here, and I just will never leave.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. We got about a minute left, so Color Rush 2018 is this Sunday. It's not too late to sign up. What's the website again, please?
ColorWenatchee.com.
Can you get together with the team, get together with your office workers, and have some fun? ColorRushWenatchee.com. What's the cost to enter?
It's $20 for kids 6 to 12, and $35 for kids 13 and above, people 13 and above, and then it's free for kids 5 and under.
And it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to do your Sunday morning, and you're back home, kind of dirty, but you're back home at 11 o'clock or noon, and it's a great organization, and it's a lot of fun. We'll bring that. I'll be there, and I'll bring a camera person with us, and we'll do a little videography for you. How's that sound? All right, you got a calculus test to get to, and obviously Charity has piano lessons.
Yes.
Maybe you can
I could drive her there.
Yeah.
I could do a duet.
Color Rush 2018 is 6th annual. We're proud to be a part of it here at the NCW Life Channel. Thanks for all the sponsors who made it happen as well. No sponsors, no Color Rush. All right. Get signed up and be at the 5 this Sunday morning. Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.